Rome, Italy is not going to disappoint, and I was there actually in 2010, and then I went back in 2022. And I'll talk to you about the things that you don't want to miss while you're there. You don't want to miss the Colosseum, and you don't want to miss the Sistine Chapel. This is actually footage from my first trip in 2010, and once you see it once, in my opinion, you'll want to go and see other things. Number 2, the Colosseum. And depending on the time of year, the prices and the wait times to take a tour of the Colosseum, they will all vary. Number 3, you're definitely going to want to see the Trevi Fountain. The Trevi Fountain was built in the mid-1700s, and back then it was actually one of the aqueducts that watered the entire city. I believe at that time there were about 3. Rome is not a big city, it's more like a big town. And I remember back in 2010, my best friend Randy and we walked from one corner of Old Rome to the opposite corner of Old Rome, and we did it within 45 minutes. Now at the Trevi Fountain, a lot of people would throw in coins for well wishes, you know. About 3,000 euros is collected by the city every night, and they actually use that money toward local nonprofits. Now what I want to do is I want to show you more of a local taste and show you what it looks like walking around in everyday Rome, and maybe there'll be some things that you can take away from it. Now, one of the things that Megan and I learned as we traveled across Italy is the importance of, once we got to the city we wanted to go to, we sign up for a local tour group. Sometimes these are city walking tours, sometimes it's culinary tours, sometimes it's vineyard tours, and I can't stress enough how nice it is to go on a tour with people who really know the city. And while you're on the tour, you get to meet a lot of wonderful people along the way. Now, the places we went and the tour groups we personally used, I've included the names of these places and the names of these groups in the body of the video. This is a culinary tour we did, and the tour group has been working with these restaurant owners for years. And we went to restaurants ran by families that if it hadn't been for the tour group, we would never have known that they existed. I mean, a lot of these places are hole-in-the-wall restaurants, and in my opinion, that's where the best food is. Now, this is an old wine cellar that's been converted into a restaurant, but in ancient days, it was actually Rome's very first synagogue. And if you look really closely, you can actually see Hebrew writing there in the pillar. Climbing jasmine is all over the buildings, which we thought was very beautiful, and fortunately for us, it was blooming season, so we got to see the little white flowers everywhere. Now, where we're standing is actually where old Rome city streets were. It wasn't down the steps and it wasn't in the basement. But over time, streets were built on top of streets and houses built on top of houses, and the city rose. In today's time, it's a basement, but back then, it was ground level. The floor looks just like a lot of the floors that we still have today, yet it was over 2,000 years old. And the city has these fountains that has fresh, clean water, and you can stop and wash your hands or even take a drink.
Did you get it?
I got it. Next, we went to a local bakery, and I believe this bakery had been around since the 1700s. Owned by the same family, passed down generation to generation. Prosciutto and salami is very popular in Italy, and we actually found out if you ask for pepperoni, to them that's like a bell pepper, so you have to ask for spicy salami. So if you want pepperoni on your pizza, don't ask for pepperoni, ask for spicy salami. That was something that we learned along the way. Here was our final restaurant, and if you're going to be in Rome, get ready for pasta, pasta, pasta. That's all they eat. You would think that by eating pasta every single meal every day that you would get fat, but that's not the case. In the United States, where I'm from, they put a lot of stuff in the bread here, and it's easy to get fat off the bread. But when you eat the bread in Italy, it's very pure and much more healthy.
And of course, what's a food tour without a little bit of a selfie going on?
The fun is attempting to understand what it says.
Rome is beautiful during the day, but then you see a different side of Rome at night, and it's not something that you want to miss. So make sure that you conserve some of your energy for night walks. This bridge was built in the 1st century, and it's the oldest bridge in Rome. Our tour guide told us that every emperor of Rome has walked across that bridge, and I thought that was pretty interesting. The beautiful architecture never gets old, and if you're lucky, you might actually be there while an improv opera singer begins to entertain the crowd. Here's some quick photos to show you how massive those pillars actually were. Rome's Botanical Gardens is really nice to walk around, but I would only do that after you've seen all the other major sights and views of the city. And here's us at the Spanish Steps, which is also nice to see, but in my experience, if you've seen it once, you've seen it. Piazza Venezia is also a magnificent structure. And though it once served as the administrative offices for Rome, it is now a museum. Baccano is a famous restaurant in Rome, and Megan and I wanted to eat there. And at this particular restaurant, they would actually make the tiramisu right in front of you.
I'm in time. After dinner and tiramisu, we went to a famous gelato shop. If you want to know where the best places are for food and drink, always ask the locals. They're happy to tell you. Now, I may not have numbered all of the places you need to see in the video, but I have in the text. So if you scroll down to the body of the video, you'll see all of the places that we went, where we recommend, the tour group we used, everything. Subscribe to my channel because I'll be posting more travel videos in the future.